the top stories. Tropical Depression 7 to impact Federation this weekend. Prime Minister Harris meets with members of the business community. And health officials say pregnant women can get vaccinated. The details on these stories and more after the break.
In your formative years, we were there. When you got the good news and the bad, we were right there with you. Through all your great adventures, we were always right by your side. Now that life has thrown us a curveball, we are still here. And as we navigate this difficult period, the SKCCU will continue to be there for you and your family to help you through. We will assist you in safely and efficiently accessing your funds through our digital platforms, online banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and even our drive-through services. We can get through this together with responsible financial decisions by making food and medication a priority, practicing proper hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and constant prayer.
We're here for you.
We're still here.
We will get through this together.
SKCCU will continue to be your financial partner for life.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. With LLB. Live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime and bitters. Live, love, be.
Hold on, stop. Think about the drink before you take a drop. Read up on the label on the back. They say it's ain't sugar, low in fat. But don't be fooled by that. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody you're sweet enough.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Caleb Barrage. A tropical storm watch is in effect for St. Kitts and Nevis as the Met Office continues to monitor Tropical Depression 7. A tropical storm watch means that tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area in 48 hours. According to an update from the Met Office, there are still inherent uncertainties, but the system is forecast to become a tropical storm as it nears the islands. According to the National Hurricane Center report, tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area over the Leeward Islands by Saturday night or early Sunday. The depression is expected to produce 3 to 6 inches of rainfall over the northern Leeward Islands and Virgin Islands. This rainfall may produce scattered areas of flash and urban flooding. At the reasonable worst case, the system poses a moderate threat with the potential to cause significant impacts from storm force winds, high seas, and moderate flooding, resulting in life-threatening conditions, disruptions to daily life, and damage to infrastructure. The system is expected to become a tropical storm by Saturday. The system will likely affect St. Kitts and Nevis late Saturday into Sunday. At this time, it is most likely that it will be a moderate tropical storm when it reaches the islands. However, there is the potential for it to impact the area as a strong tropical storm. On Thursday, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris held a marathon session with private sector leaders led by Giselle Matthews, President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce. The meeting was held at the Ministry of Finance conference room. During the near 4-hour-long meeting, government officials engaged the representatives of the private sector on a range of issues relevant to the economic recovery of St. Kitts and Nevis and the constructive role of the private sector in national development. Prime Minister Harris was supported in the meeting by Honorable Lindsey Grant, Honorable Akila Barron Nisbet, Honorable Vincent Byron, Honorable Wendy Phipps, Cabinet Secretary Josephine Huggins, Financial Secretary Hilary Hazel, and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws. The private sector delegation included Earl Kelly of the TDC Group of Companies, Attorney Sonia Parry, Sean Weston of Rams Trading Limited, and Clayton Perkins of DeLille Walwyn Limited. Special attention throughout the meeting was paid to the dynamics of the cruise industry and the broader issues of repositioning the tourism sector to regain its strength and growth, which were hindered by the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Harris thanked the Chamber President for requesting the dialogue and for frank discussions that were held on Thursday. He also used the occasion to reiterate that his government welcomes consultations on issues of national importance. Health authorities in St. Kitts and Nevis are recommending that pregnant women who are able to get vaccinated to protect against the deadly COVID-19 virus should safely do so. The decision is in line with the recommendations from the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. At Wednesday's NEOC COVID-19 briefing, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws said expecting mothers must first present a note from their doctor before receiving a jab.
If you are pregnant and if you visited your obstetrician and gynecologist and if you discussed the whole issue of accepting the COVID-19 vaccine, if you consent and you ask or request a letter from your obstetrician and gynecologist, once you submit this letter to the nurse at any of the health centers, we will administer the vaccine.
The Chief Medical Officer noted that the decision was made given the increased risk of pregnant women getting severely ill from COVID-19 and experiencing adverse pregnancy outcomes such as preterm birth. The information posted on www.cdc.gov notes that evidence about the safety and effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccination during pregnancy has been growing. The data suggests that the benefits of receiving a COVID-19 vaccine outweigh any known or potential risk of vaccination during pregnancy. It continues that, quote, there is currently no evidence that any vaccines, including COVID-19 vaccines, cause fertility problems in women or men. After the break, Minister of Youth recognizes International Youth Day and the Fire Department Supervisor Workshop ends. Stay with us.
Your safety and convenience are most important to us at Flow. That's why we provide many ways for you to keep your account connected, which now includes FastPay, the new convenient payment option on our website. No registration required. Or download the MyFlow app to pay anytime from anywhere on your smartphone or tablet. If you wish to pay your bill in person, feel free to visit any of our fully sanitized branches. Flow is committed to helping you stay connected. Let's do this together.
Here are your Hartford's Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag Special.
Running August 12th to August 25th.
Essential Everyday Disinfectant Wipes, $15.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Pasta Sauces, $6.99 each. Glade Air Fresheners, Solid and Aerosol, $5.99. Quaker Cap'n Crunch Cereals, $9.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, $5.69. IGA or Essential Everyday Trash Bags, $14.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. IGA Essential Everyday Shredded and Chunk Cheeses, $7.99. The Colgate Toothpaste, $7.99. IGA Essential Everyday Frozen Vegetables, $5.49. Arm & Hammer deodorant, $7.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Joan en español.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a
Value Mart.
Welcome back. Minister of Youth, Honorable Jonelle Powell, is encouraging the public to support the Federation's youth as, quote, their efforts are invaluable in transforming food systems and sustaining planetary health. In an address in recognition of International Youth Day on Thursday, Minister Powell said the work being done by youth volunteers across the Federation must be commended, as it will be beneficial in the future.
Through your commitment and sustained contribution, I have no doubt that we would in short time realize the day when St. Kitts and Nevis can declare our food security and independence. A day when global catastrophes brought on by shocks such as the COVID-19 would have little impact on our ability to feed ourselves and even our neighbors. Today, as we recognize International Youth Day, I invite each of us to lend a voice of encouragement to our youth who have shown great resilience in the face of COVID-19.
International Youth Day was guided by the theme Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. Minister Powell spoke of the significance of the theme.
This year's theme recognizes the critical importance of mechanisms for effective youth inclusion and support towards ensuring that their collective efforts help to realize the conservation of our land and biodiversity, the sustainable development of our natural resources, and the reformation of our food production systems towards greater productivity and resilience. This year's theme, in my view, clearly echoes the vision of the federal government to bring new life and vigor to our agricultural industry, to tap into our vast human and natural resources, to grow our green and blue economies, putting our young people at the forefront of a sustainable revolution of food security and economic prosperity.
He also used the opportunity to thank the institutions and entities that assist the nation's youth. In commemoration of International Youth Day on August 12th, the Department of Youth Empowerment held in-water cleanups, tree plantings, and beach cleanups. A recently concluded workshop for managers within the fire department has been described as a success. The week-long training course wrapped up on Friday with a closing ceremony and a presentation of certificates at the police training school. Delivering brief remarks, Deputy Fire Chief Garfield Hodge noted that the purpose of the workshop was to enhance the leadership and management skills of persons in supervisory positions. He said at the end of it all, he was convinced that all of the objectives had been met.
The officers were both receptive and interactive, and as such, they ought to be applauded and highly commended. It is expected that if we can get it right at the top, then we can certainly get it right throughout the entire body of the organization. And if we can get it right internally, then obviously we can get it right externally. The ultimate aim is for us as an organization to serve the public not just with our highly impressive skill set as far as firefighting and rescue is concerned, but we have to serve with the highest level of professionalism.
Chief Fire Officer Everett Ogaro said now that the training is over, the next step is to put what was learned into practice.
It's important for you as supervisors and middle managers that the skills and knowledge that you would have gained over the past couple of days, that you put it into practice as you go away from here, as it would only help to make you better leaders, better supervisors, better managers as you operate in your respective functional areas.
Areas covered included conflict resolution, communication, decision-making, and organizational awareness. The sessions were facilitated by professional development trainer Earthia Cassius. St. Kitts and Nevis is drawing closer to achieving herd immunity against the COVID-19 virus, with a testament to the success of the government's roll-out vaccination campaign launched in late February 2021. At the close of business day on Wednesday, August 11th, a total of 44,067 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine had been administered in the Twin Island Federation. A breakdown of the figures indicates that 33,908 doses have been administered in St. Kitts and 10,159 doses in Nevis. Of those numbers, 20,059 persons received a second jab of the vaccine. This means that more than 60% of the target adult population of 33,037 are fully vaccinated, while more than 70% have had their first dose. That leaves a maximum of approximately 9,000 adults who need to be vaccinated, said Dr. Hazel Laws, Chief Medical Officer, at Wednesday's briefing by the National Emergency Operations Center. She said that persons who received the first jab in early or mid-June are now eligible for a second dose and should step forward to complete the process to ensure a higher efficacy rate of protection from the deadly virus. Medical Chief of Staff at the Joseph N. Franz General Hospital, Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, said that the concept of herd immunity is changing, given that science has proven that vaccinated persons can still transmit the virus. The addition of more transmissible variants is also a concern for health authorities locally and globally as COVID-19 infections continue to rise around the world. And finally, on the local scene, the Next Generation United NGU Steel Orchestra wrapped up a 3-day boot camp on Friday, where members of the group underwent training to bolster their skills. In an interview with ZIZ News, camp director Don Christopher said that the purpose of the camp was to engage the members in steel pan development and other critical areas of pan playing. He said the participants were also engaged virtually via a Zoom session with one of the top steel pan players in Trinidad and Tobago. Christopher added that to boost the group's versatility, they were exposed to all genres of music such as soca, traditional music, and hymns from the church. He said the boot camp catered to 23 participants and they were presented with certificates at the closing ceremony. To find out more information about the group, Christopher is inviting persons to visit their website at ngupan.org. Coming up in regional news, consultations in Antigua and Barbuda begin ahead of vaccination of minors. The details when we come back.
Yo! You look like the dude who was shopping at Furniture and Appliances. See, my friend, you look like you buy something from the Ashley Home Store. How you know? Because we get the cashback coupons and the free groceries for a year!
Cashback is back at Horsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture. Shop now and get a chance to win free groceries for 1 year.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. With the arrival of the Pfizer vaccines in Antigua and Barbuda, Cabinet has announced consultations are beginning for parents, guardians, and school administrators on inoculating minors. ABS News' Shanakisha Francis reports.
The decision has been made by Cabinet to use the Pfizer vaccines to begin inoculating youth between the ages of 12 and 17. Pfizer is currently the only vaccine approved to be administered to minors.
On Monday, they're going to begin to utilize it at the multipurpose center for those 12 to 17-year-olds whose parents have already decided that they're going to take the vaccine, allow their children to take the vaccine.
Cabinet has advised consultations will now begin with parents, teachers, and school administrators so that students can begin receiving the vaccines before the start of the new term in September 2021.
Consultations will commence immediately and continue all through the week next week.
Information Minister Honorable Melford Nicholas assures that just like adult inoculation, student vaccination is not mandatory.
There is no mandate for taking any of the COVID vaccines, neither for children nor for adults. The application of these vaccines will be made available as of Monday of next week. And of course, priority will be given to the younger population, the children.
The minister says the only requirement would be permission from the parent or guardian of that child. He also says another batch of the Pfizer vaccines will arrive in coming weeks or months and will then be made available for the adult population. For ABS News, Shanakisha Francis reporting.
In Jamaica, a 27-year-old woman was murdered on Tuesday at her home in Savannah Cross, Clarendon. Reports indicate that the woman was stabbed several times and her throat slashed. She was at home with her 4-year-old daughter at the time of the incident. More in this CVM Live report.
A Clarendon family is still trying to come to terms with the brutal murder of their relative, 27-year-old Danisha Ferron, Tuesday night. Her throat was slashed. This door details the late-night invasion on Miss Ferron and her 4-year-old daughter. CVM Live understands that Ferron's 4-year-old daughter walked for several minutes in the wee hours of the morning to notify other family members of what had happened to her mother. Ferron's mother says she was at work when she got the news of her daughter's death.
2 a.m. this morning, I get a call that my daughter get killed and she's in a pool of blood. Her granddaughter went down to the grandmother and told them that. So I called the police and give them the whereabout, and they come on and look. I couldn't get here because I was at work. It is after 6 I came. When I come, they're gone with the body already.
While the details surrounding Ferron's death are not clear, the Clarendon police say there was a struggle between Ferron and her attacker or attackers. A resident who says he spoke with Ferron the night she was murdered says he's totally devastated by the news.
When this come in, I asked to buy 2 cheese strips and a juicy mother and a beer. I come back, I give me money, and I say, ladies, all right, I come. I get about till about 8 o'clock. I said, Dennis, I go in home, I say, I go lock up. In the morning, I see the body in the yard. Yeah, I say, then warm to crowd. But the little boy come and say, yes, then kill Dennis. I was the charming man. You know that girl from England, Miss Manda.
The Clarendon police continue to investigate. Christine Forbes, CVM Live.
Coming up, British shooter kills 5, including a young girl. We'll tell you more when we come back.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back. A 22-year-old crane operator has been identified as the man who went on a 6-minute killing spree with a pump-action shotgun, killing 5, including a child, in England. Here's more.
British police on Friday named 22-year-old Jake Davison as the man who went on a 6-minute killing spree with a pump-action shotgun. Davison, a crane operator, started shooting at around 6 p.m. local time on Thursday and killed 5 people. His first victim was a woman he knew in a house in the English city of Plymouth. He then ran out of the house and immediately shot dead a very young girl who was walking her dog in the street, along with her male relative. Davison shot at 2 other passers-by who were badly injured, then entered a park and shot dead another man before killing another woman. He then turned the gun on himself before firearms officers could tackle him. Sean Sawyer, the Chief Constable of Devon and Cornwall Police.
We can confirm that Mr Davison is a firearms licence holder. I'm unable to confirm whether that was the firearm that was used. So there is no motive as we know at present. Again, that will be subject to inquiry, but we are at the moment not considering terrorism or a relationship with any far-right group or any such other group. But clearly he is on social media and that will be part of the investigation.
Sawyer could not say whether or not Davison had mental health issues. In videos posted on the internet, Davison had complained of not losing his virginity as a teenager and described himself as an incel or involuntary celibate. He complained in the videos of being beaten down by life, local media reported. The United Kingdom has one of the lowest gun homicide rates in the world. Thursday's incident was the country's first mass shooting in over a decade.
Police in Florida say a toddler accidentally shot and killed a young mother during a work-related Zoom call. Here's more.
We came in and there was cops everywhere back there, and all of this was all blocked out. No one could pass through.
Carolina Gomez lives at the Oaks of Spring Valley Apartments near I-4 in Altamont Springs. She described to News 6 seeing these officers Wednesday afternoon. Altamont Springs police say just after 11 a.m., the victim, 21-year-old Shemaya Lynn, was on a work-related Zoom call when a coworker on the other end told dispatchers she heard a loud noise moments before she saw Lynn fall backwards and didn't return in frame of the screen. Investigators saying Lynn's toddler found a loaded, unlocked gun and fired a fatal shot to her head.
You could just imagine it's a terrible tragedy for any family to face. One that has devastated her entire family and our community.
Police say they're working with the state attorney's office to determine if charges will be filed against the toddler's father, who investigators say owns the gun used in the shooting.
You think about what the family is going to be going through from not only today, tomorrow, the next day, but for years and years to come.
Gomez says her heart breaks for the family.
Yeah, I know, it's really sad. I mean, I have nieces and nephews and I can't imagine what they would be going through.
Altamont Springs police also say if you have a firearm and you don't have a gun lock for it, you can come here to their police headquarters and they'll give you one for free.
Up next in sports, Garden Hotspurs hold elections and British relay team could lose medals. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sports, the Garden Hotspurs Football Club held its annual general meeting and club election on Wednesday at the Irishtown Primary School. Nubian Griot is once again president, having previously served from 2015 to 2019. Rovan Wigley, who is one of the club's senior players and former treasurer, is now vice president. Mr. Wigley has also indicated his retirement of competitive football. Juliana Sargent is secretary, who ran unopposed. Adiola Moore was re-elected as treasurer. Mr. Hollis Prentice was re-elected as the public relations officer. Mr. Prentice has been with the club since 2015 and is known to be one of the longest-serving public relations officers of the club. The club wishes to offer special thanks to the presiding officers of the election, Dr. Leroy Richardson, head of the disciplinary committee of the club, and Trevester Richards, a former player and a qualified FIFA referee. The chairman of the British Olympic Association says it is tragic that CJ Uja's relay teammates could lose their silver medals as a result of the sprinters' anti-doping rule violation. Uja has been provisionally suspended after a test showed the presence or use of 2 prohibited substances. He was part of Great Britain men's 4x100 meter relay team, which won silver at Tokyo 2020. Sir Hugh Robertson told the Times, quote, "It is very disappointing news, but he remains innocent until proven guilty, and we will absolutely respect the process," end quote. The rules state that in instances where an athlete who has committed an anti-doping rule violation competed as a member of a relay team, all members of the team are automatically disqualified and therefore lose their medals. And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris, wants to alert the public about fake Facebook and social media accounts that are circulating. These sites may look genuine, but they're not. These fake sites may use the Prime Minister's photo and name, but their only intention is to spread misinformation through false and scandalous information. Some of these pages are scams and will attempt to dupe you out of money. Do not trust them. You can find the real Prime Minister Harris on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for his official handle, which is @PMHarrisKN. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages that claim to be the Prime Minister's but do not have PM Harris KN right after the / are fake accounts. These should be reported to the respective social media sites. You can also report fake social media accounts to presssec@gov.kn. That's PRESSSEC@gov.kn. Facebook has verified Prime Minister Harris's official page by placing a white check mark inside a blue circle next to the Prime Minister's name, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. This blue circle appears just above @PMHarrisKN. Also, be alert. If the person claiming to be either the Prime Minister or another government official asks you for money through instant messenger, direct message, or any other means, this is a scam and not a real charity. This public service announcement was produced in order to help you be an informed social media user. Protect yourself and help spread the message.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. Tropical Depression 7 to impact Federation this weekend. Prime Minister Harris meets with members of the business community. And health officials say pregnant women can get vaccinated. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Caleb Berridge.